Welcome. Let me ask you something deeply personal. When you think about speaking English, what do you feel? Excitement or fear? For most people, it's fear. Pure, paralyzing fear. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of sounding stupid. Fear of being judged. Fear of embarrassment. This fear is so strong that even people who understand English perfectly never speak. They stay silent for years, decades, sometimes their entire lives. And that silence becomes a prison. Today, I'm going to show you why this fear exists, and more importantly, I'm going to show you how to destroy it forever. This is not just a video. This is your liberation. This is the moment you break free from fear and finally use your voice. So don't just watch. Feel this video. Because by the end, you will understand that the fear was never real. It was just a story you told yourself. Before we begin, let me say this. This video is powerful for your English too. Because when you overcome fear, you unlock your true potential. So get ready. Let's begin. The problem, the fear, is not about English. Let me tell you about a woman named Anjali. Anjali studied English for 12 years. She could read novels, she could watch movies without subtitles, she understood everything, but she never spoke. Not in class, not with friends, not even with herself. One day, her company asked her to give a presentation in English. She had 2 weeks to prepare. She wrote the entire presentation perfectly. She practiced it alone in her room. But when the day came, when she stood in front of 20 people, she froze. Her hands shook, her voice trembled, her mind went blank. She tried to speak, but only broken words came out. After the presentation, she cried in the bathroom. She asked herself, "Why can't I speak? I know English. What's wrong with me?" The answer surprised her. The problem wasn't her English. The problem was her fear. And that fear wasn't about language. It was about judgment. She wasn't afraid of English. She was afraid of what people would think of her. And this is true for most learners. The fear of speaking is not a language problem. It's a psychological problem. The truth, everyone is afraid, but only some people speak anyway. Here's something most people don't realize. Everyone is afraid of speaking. Native speakers get nervous. Professional speakers get nervous. Even the most confident people feel fear before speaking. Fear is natural. Fear is human. But here's the difference. Some people let fear stop them. Other people feel fear and speak anyway. Let me give you an example. Imagine two students in a classroom. The teacher asks a question. Student A knows the answer, but fear says, "Don't speak. What if you make a mistake? What if people laugh?" So student A stays silent. Student B also knows the answer. Fear says the same thing, but student B raises their hand anyway. Yes, their voice shakes. Yes, they make a small grammar mistake, but they speak. After class, student A still can't speak, but student B is a little braver, a little stronger. The next time the teacher asks a question, student B speaks again, and again, and again. After 100 times, student B is no longer afraid, but student A is still silent. The difference was not talent. The difference was courage. Student B decided that speaking imperfectly was better than staying silent perfectly, and that decision changed everything. Why the fear grows stronger the longer you wait? Let me tell you something important. The longer you wait to speak, the harder it becomes. Because every time you choose silence, you're training your brain to be afraid. Your brain learns, speaking is dangerous, silence is safe. And over time, this becomes your default. You stop even trying. You stop even thinking about speaking. The fear becomes so big, so overwhelming, that speaking feels impossible. But here's the truth. The fear is not real. It's a story. A story that says, people will judge you, people will laugh, You'll look stupid, but think about it. When someone speaks broken English to you, do you laugh at them? No. You respect them for trying. When someone makes a grammar mistake, do you think they're stupid? No. You admire their courage. So why do you think others will judge you? They won't. The judgment exists only in your mind, and the only way to destroy it is to speak. The solution: build speaking confidence through shadowing at Pro English Zone. We don't just tell you to be confident. We train you to build confidence step by step. And the most powerful tool for this is shadowing. Shadowing is perfect for people with speaking fear because it removes the pressure of creating sentences. You're not thinking, "What should I say?" You're just repeating what you hear. This trains your mouth to move, your voice to produce sounds, your brain to speak without overthinking. In the beginning, you shadow alone, in your room, with no one listening. This is your safe space, your training ground. You listen to a sentence and repeat it, again and again. Your tongue gets used to English sounds. Your voice gets used to English rhythm. And slowly, speaking starts to feel natural. After 2 months of shadowing, something incredible happens. Speaking is no longer scary. It's normal. You've done it hundreds of times. Your brain knows, "I can do this." And when you finally speak to another person, the fear is much smaller because you've already trained your voice to work. This is how you overcome speaking fear, not by thinking about it, but by practicing it. In the 6-month Fluency Challenge, we guide you through this exact process. Months 1 and 2, you train your ears through listening therapy. Months 3 and 4, you train your mouth through shadowing. By month 5, you're ready to speak with others, not perfectly, but confidently. Because confidence comes from practice, not from waiting. The 6-month Fluency Challenge. Destroy fear through action now. You're probably thinking, "But what if I'm too afraid to even start?" I understand. Fear is powerful. It can paralyze you. But here's what you need to know. You don't need to destroy the fear before you start. You just need to start despite the fear. Action is the antidote to fear. Every time you speak, even if your voice shakes, you weaken the fear. Every time you practice, even if you make mistakes, you build courage. And that's exactly what the 6-month Fluency Challenge helps you do. We give you a safe, structured environment to practice speaking every day. You start alone with shadowing. Then you gradually build up to speaking with others. Step by step, day by day, no pressure, no judgment. Just progress. And by the end, the fear that once controlled you is gone. Not because you waited for it to disappear, but because you practiced until it lost its power. This is not just a course. This is your courage training. But here's what you need to know. The challenge is coming soon, and spots will be limited. So if you're ready to stop being afraid, if you're ready to finally use your voice, you need to act now. Subscribe to this channel. Turn on notifications. Because when the challenge launches, I will announce it here first. Stop letting fear steal your voice. Hit subscribe now. Let me ask you something. Are you afraid to speak English? What's the biggest fear that stops you? Write your answer in the comments. Your honesty will help others realize they're not alone. Thank you for watching this video. I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you're ready to face your fear. Remember this: courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action despite fear. You don't need to wait until you're not afraid. You just need to speak even though you are afraid. Every time you speak, you win. Every time you try, you grow. The fear will fade, but only if you face it. So start today. Speak to yourself. Shadow videos. Practice alone. And slowly, day by day, you'll realize the fear was never as big as you thought. Subscribe now. Join the Pro English Zone. And get ready for the 6-month Fluency Challenge. Your fearless, powerful, unstoppable voice is waiting. Stay strong, stay focused, stay natural, and I'll see you in the next video.